Alright, I was just wondering, we have cleared the X objective. Greetings and salutations everyone, I'm Ekmak, this is Limbus Company, this is the Christmas event, even though it is already past Christmas. I guess they fell behind a bit, but what else is new? So in the last episode we decided to go check out the Christmas themed back door. It's full of killer gnomes. And it was only until the very last minute that we figured it out, so we had to fight our way out of here. We have another combat section, another clear within 10 turns. What popped out of the sack we found atop the sleigh were several mutilated bodies and a small child. Looks like they were kidnapped here. I wonder what happened. Hello! So now we have to select everyone except for those guys. That's interesting. Well, let's think about it, okay? They are weak to wrath and gluttony. I have actually been thinking about mixing in Sinclair into my gluttony team, so that's why that looks a bit very strange with levels there. Okay, if we look at skills, PS, but mostly slash. Okay, I think the gluttony team is better off. Because they have more pierce damage.
예리한 검으로 하는 예술이 보고 싶었나?
Your clothes are all weird looking. I guess you're not from the village? The child was dressed in torn and faded clothing. From the way she looked at us, I could tell that she found us rather fascinating. Fascinating? She soon woke up from her momentary shock. Anyways, thank you for saving me. My name's Crayon, and... Oh? Clockwork teeth? The kid pointed at me and backed away in terror. The hell are you talking about? That's Clockhead. My name's Dante. Clockhead? But I heard that the clockwork teeth looks like clocks. I guess I also heard they don't show up this high. I've never even seen a monster like that before though. Ah, but they are not a monster. This is none other than our very own manager Esquire. Thanks for the intro, I guess. But I can't hear anything but the tick-tocking of the clock. Well, Manager Esquire has their reasons. Art thou unharmed? Yeah. Looks like the other people who were dragged here with me weren't so lucky though. The child looks at the mutilated corpses with a despondent look on her face. Don Quixote casts a sympathetic gaze. So they were all neighbours from thy village. Yeah, but our village will soon send the hunters to save us. As long as they can get here, they can... Hunters? I wasn't sure exactly what she was talking about, so I was about to ask her what she meant. But this reception hall storage room suddenly began to fill with gas of unknown origin. What is now? Hup, quick, hold thy breathing! An odd plume of gas, its hue red and green, begins to fill the room. This gas, it's the same gas from when I was kidnapped. The three of them, including Crayon, passed out and slumped to the floor. Yeah, something like this has happened before. When we accidentally walked into a toxic death gas trap, which killed everyone. Looks like this gas only knocked them out though. That's a relief at least. Guess I should consider myself lucky that my clockhead isn't affected by these things. I gotta hide. As soon as I hid myself in a corner, a crowd of gnomes rushed through the same door Dodoru came in from. Gas masks. They used sleeping gas on us. Is that all that left of Manager Dodoru? All that talk of snagging 3 top-notch raw materials. Now look at him, A pile of meat, 1 ohm, 2 ohm, 3 ohm. All accounted for, I suppose, ohm. We're all fast asleep with the sleepy powder, so don't you all worry yourselves about harming the good ohms. Well, well, let's move the good ohms. They picked up Don Quixote, Heathcliff and Crayon one by one and loaded them onto the sleigh. With that, they left, closing the door behind them. And through it all, I couldn't do anything but watch. Right, looks like this is my time to shine. I'll rescue the 3 of them. No way, I should have listened when Ishmael offered to teach me self-defense. What do I do? This harsh truth dawns on me every time we face total annihilation. The truth that, on my own, I am completely useless. If they were with us, I could have at least bring them back. But none of the sinners are here with me. What good am I without them? It's a miracle I managed to survive this far. Miracle? What miracle? Come on, get a hold of yourself. Great, now I'm hearing things. You're not hearing things, manager. We're really here. Do you even know what a mess it was up there when we realized that 3 of you just vanished into thin air? I bolted up and looked toward the voice. There I saw another door. And from it, the rest of the sinners appeared one by one. Guys... Oh boy, looks like I forgot about that slightly spoiled ingredient. I will inquire about this incident later, Dante. For now, command us in this battle. And now it's time for what usually ends up happening in this game, identity soup. Oof, you can tell right there that Sinclair is very much lower level than all the others. But he can just swap to the defensive there, I guess.
거치적거리지만 마.
Right, that was a mistake because Yisang is nearly staggered. You have to be careful of those counters and not just go all in.
직접 나서지.
휘두르졌구려. 피어나라.
10 levels is quite the distance down to be. I mean, even now, we've got 6 levels in comparison. Oh, I forgot to have her holiday ego equipped for here. My bad. I should have just gone with the story team.
완전히 녹아내렸네. 키워보지.
쓰러졌고.
거기까지. 위험 요소 제거.
Now the question is, who's waiting for us in the next room? We are just barely not outnumbered, thank goodness.
내 뒤로.
예측대로. 핫! 예측대로. 빈틈 투성이로군. 핫!
다시 못살게 구는 일은 없을 것이오.
Still enough for the turn count though.
키워보지.
This is gonna get messy.
승리를 위해서라면.
Time to get yelled at by everyone else for letting Don Quixote talk us into such a dumb move.
개화하였구려. 이 순간을 어딘가에 담고 싶군.
We want to go for the story team here, especially since we don't have to think about changing over our equipment, but
다들 연장 챙기죠. 망치를 쥐고.
재촉지 마시오. 어련히 가겠지.
좋아, 몸 좀 풀어보자고.
we do not have anyone with wrath, really? I guess I always counted on Rabbit Heathcliff to do that job.
투입이군요.
This would definitely mess up an Encore team because you've got two of your actual Encore units missing right there.
검은 갈아뒀다.
잠수 준비 끝.
Thanks everyone. How did you find me? We entered via the back door. Your signals were no longer detected from within the bus's premises. Then, every sinner was immediately summoned from their respective rooms for the search. And soon after our break started, Dante, let's try not to do anything like this again, Even if you are the executive manager, rogue behaviour as such as this poses too great a risk. Please be wary of that. I'm sorry. So how did you guys find us? I have deduced it. As of late, Heathcliff was in a constant state of uneasiness. Considering the nature of our circumstances, I conjectured that there was aught that he had to do before our arrival at T-Corp. On the day in which the backdoor volatility siren echoed, Don Quixote made a relatively delayed return to the back door. Then come the next day, she requested from me and Miss Forst an encyclopedia of common symbols used in this city. Yes, so Forst lent her a few volumes. Ever since receiving the volumes, Miss Don Quixote sat next to me and perused the pages with a rather enthusiastic expression on her countenance. Although I could not converse on her account of my conditions, I do recollect that the following words were repeatedly uttered: cosplay, costumes, sack. In summation, I surmised that Miss Don Quixote witnessed a series of symbols that caught her attention when the siren blared. And Forst was aware of the door on which those symbols were drawn. Based on that information, the sinners were able to find their way here. We engaged several entities of the corridor on our path to this door. Good thing we only ran into weaklings, though. An irreversible death of a sinner could have occurred in the process. Do you understand? Engaging hostile forces in your absence carries an exceedingly high level of risk. We could have been lost forever in some corner of the corridors as bodies, never to be revived nor retrieved. Please comprehend the weight of your responsibilities and the risks your independent action carries. You must survive, Executive Manager, no matter what. Do I make myself clear? I've never seen Outis look at me like that. Her gaze was cold and ruthless. Your survival was a lucky coincidence, Dante. The sequence of those symbols are not supposed to be interpreted in such a haphazard manner. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say. I believe that is enough, but... NDQ. Yeah, Don Quixote, Heathcliff, where'd the pair run off to? Oh, that's... I told them exactly as the events transpired. Seriously? How did you three even manage to survive this far? Alright, Manager Bud, I'm sure you've heard enough from the others, so I won't say more. But where are we? Hey, which district is this? This cold. We must be somewhere in one of the northern districts of the city, or... We are not in the city. Huh? Do you mean? I mean that we are not in the city. Those intelligent organisms called gnomes are part of a species surviving in the outskirts, commonly known as monsters of the outskirts. Monsters again? After all that we faced at the lake? They weren't exactly like the whales, though. We could communicate with the gnomes. They were just like people, except smaller. So we're in a completely different region of the outskirts. I would have liked to explore the area if the circumstances permitted. Look, this structure seems to be custom built for the gnomes, considering how small everything is here. If this is the outskirts, we can go back, right? As long as the door we entered through remains open, yes. It is open, for now. What if it closes? Then, an unexpected journey begins. We will have to trek the distance from the outskirts back to the city, which will be a significant endeavour in both time and effort. Isn't that a bit dangerous? Where's this sound coming from, Ohm? Eh? Ohm! I struck gold, Ohm! Get your tool, Ohms! Dante, come hither to the back of the line. The door slammed open and gnomes began flooding into the room. We prepared ourselves for battle. Yeah, we gotta get Heathcliff and Don Quixote back, don't we? Okay, this is definitely going to be enough to crack that shield, so let's save her skill 3. Wait, unknown? Failed evade, raise the stagger threshold. I don't think he has enough power to crack that shield though. So let's just go defensive. This, on the other hand, will.
거치적거리지만 마.
피어나라.
Oof! Gluttony slash on enforced is not a pleasant thing. Okay, now they're all hungry. Okay, for a moment I was wondering why he got 3 haste, but that's not what it was. I actually have to wonder what it would be like to tackle this with only base identities. That'd definitely be an interesting challenge, but I don't have the time or the patience to level up the base identities.
피워보지.
Man, this is actually becoming quite the slog because they're all level capped and I'm not quite.
침묵하라.
The problem with not being focused encounters is that there's no way to really punish people when they're causing you some grief.
참여하게 되리라.
We keep having to have Ishmael dodge, which is why her SP is actually kind of garbage. Even her skill 3 wasn't able to break him. It's about time.
피워보지.
We don't quite have the ability to overclock it, but we can at least hit them very hard.
거치적거리지만 마.
종원, 조명이 전멸하는 저곳으로. 파도가 모든 것을 쳐부술 거다.
저항.
자, 한 건 했고.
다시 못 살게 구는 일은 없을 것이오.
꽤 잘 갈렸고.
Boy, he's got to be feeling pretty nervous right about now.
가자. 파괴 완료.
I can see there are similarities with humans, but they certainly aren't humans. Except for their odd verbal quirk, these monsters are impressively communicative. I don't even know if they should be categorized as monsters. The definition is often arbitrary. Some may call them monsters, yet others may call them members of a different sentient race. I appreciate your analyses, but we should probably get moving. We still don't know where Heathcliff and Don Quixote are. You always say the right things at the right time, Executive Manager. Exploring the outskirts area will carry higher risks than our usual operation grounds. To ensure the manager's safety, we must first establish a more structured plan. Well, I'd say the easiest answer would be to leave the two of them. The easiest path isn't always the right one. Ishmael kicked open the door the gnomes rushed in from. Come on, let's go. We'll protect the manager and save Heathcliff and Don Quixote. Well, we'll see what the future has to hold for us. This team is better, but it still feels slightly behind in levels.
가장 순수한 세상으로.
So let's see what oh, actually this might fix the problem. 8 gold tickets, 20 thread, 8 more gold tickets, 1 energy canister, a level 30 jump ticket, nice. Threads, tickets, energy box. We've still got a long way to get our hands on Heathcliff though. We're only 190 and we need 2,000. But yeah, next time we need to do more work saving people, so until then guys, take care. I'll see you all around.